Good morning, everyone. Hello. Thank you for joining and coming to the Relationship Communications Weekly Live. Welcome to this week's Weekly Live. I'm thrilled that you're here. And for those of you that are joining for the first time, I'm Lisa DeToffel, and I'm the founder of Relationship Communications. It's my online community where I work with established and aspiring entrepreneurs. And today I'm going to be your host for Relationship Communications Weekly Live, which is my weekly live stream show that airs every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And my goal is to share tactical and practical information to help you get where you want to go faster than you can go on your own. I've been an entrepreneur for 6 years and I've made many mistakes. And I'm here to tell you that I can help you move through them quickly by sharing what I have learned through my experiences. So let me know if you're joining me live and where you're coming in from. We are streaming in various different places. Again, thank you for joining me today. So if you are joining on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you can be notified every time that we go live. So today we're going to talk about clear communication. Communication is so important when you're an entrepreneur or business owner, right? So we're going to talk about a few things around communication. But before we dive into our topic, I do want to introduce myself. I apologize. Let me get to the correct slides. I apologize for that. So sorry. Let me get my correct slides where they need to be. Again, I apologize for that. So give me just a moment to get my slides where I need them to be. Sorry. So sorry. Again, if you are joining me live, say hello in the comments and let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to hear that. And if you have any questions around business or entrepreneurship or anything of that nature, put them in the comments as well, if I can answer any questions for you. Or if you'd actually like to schedule a coffee chat with me, I would be happy to do that as well and discuss, things that I talk about on the weekly lives or, answer any questions maybe you don't want to put in the comments that could be beneficial for you. So again, I apologize for not having my slides in order, but I think I am good to go now. So let me bring them back up. And like I said before, I'm going to quickly introduce myself before diving into our topic. So when I was a preschool teacher back in 2017 and 25 years prior to that, I dreamed of working from home. But I had been through 2 messy divorces and been a single mom twice. And it didn't seem possible at that time. I was the breadwinner for my household and was scared to take that chance to go out and do anything on my own. Then I met my current husband in 2012 and we got married in 2016, and then I could see the possibility of my dream come true. However, it was not an easy task, let me tell you. But with Jeff's support, I did start a training program to learn how to be a virtual assistant in 2018 and learn how to start my own business. So by the end of that program, I had a couple of clients and I have continued to grow my business. And now the Tiger Eye Solution team, which we are now up to 12 team members currently every single year. So if you are a business owner and maybe a goal you have set for 2025, we're just into the second month, so the year is still fairly new. If you are possibly wanting to look into getting an assistant or getting some assistance and help within your business, let's have a conversation. whether we're a good fit to work together or not. I can recommend other virtual assistants as well, but just to kind of narrow down maybe the areas where you may want to delegate, the specific items that you may want to delegate and hand off to an assistant. So sometimes that can be challenging to determine exactly what items you might want to hand off to an assistant or delegate to an assistant. So if that's a conversation that you may be interested in, please reach out. Put it in the comments below, or you can actually go to my website, tigereyeSolution.com, and schedule a call there as well. So, of course, 2021 is when I built my team for Tiger Eye Solution. And then, of course, the rest is kind of history, as they say. And my life looks a whole lot different today than it did back then. This is my husband, Jeff. I have 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa. My 3 grandchildren, JP and Hattie, who just turned 2 years old a couple of weeks ago. And then Anakin, our newest grandchild, who is 7 months old. So a lot of changes have taken place in those 6 years that I have been in business. So let's dive into clear communication, okay? Again, my apologies for our rocky start today and me not having my slides up to date as they should have been. But clear communication, that's what we're talking about today. And again, if you're joining me live, say hello. And let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to hear that. So clear communication, you can be the smartest person in the room, but unless you are an effective communicator, people will not want to work with you. Communicating is more than using sophisticated phrases or words or speaking with proper grammar. It is using words to create a bond with the people you're talking to. In most cases, effective communication has more to do with how well you listen rather than how well you speak. If you listen to what other people have to say and ask the right questions, people will want to continue talking to you. Every time you network, you're really showing off your personality more so than your knowledge of your business, okay? Asking the right questions is a much better sign of intelligence than trying to answer every question asked of you. Instead of making long-winded answers to which the other person probably isn't interested in, or possibly maybe they don't even understand the jargon that you're using, okay? So keep it short and always bring the conversation back to them. If you show a genuine interest in what they say and how they do business, they will remember it and keep you in mind in the future, okay? And that's exactly what you're trying to do there, is make an impression with the person you're speaking to so that they do remember you in the future. The need for what you have to offer, they may not have at that given moment, but 4, 5, 6 months down the road, that need might arise for them. They're going to remember you and come back to you and work with you at that time, okay? So in addition to what you say, you're also giving off messages through nonverbal communication. What clothes you have on, and even how you wear your hair can tell something about your personality and how you work. When you are conversing and you constantly look at your phone or at other people in the room, your actions will be noticed and noted. Everything you do when you meet new people is taken into account. People usually form an opinion of you in the first few minutes of meeting you. That could take weeks or months to change. So you definitely want to make those first few minutes count, right? And make the correct impression with that new person that you're meeting. That is why it is so important to always put your best foot forward when you meet new people. You never know when you will meet that business-changing contact that may invest in the meeting or the networking club or in your business. They may want to work with you, etc. Okay, whatever the case may be at that given time. So best practices in networking. Effective networkers point to a number of best practices that help them obtain maximum effectiveness from their networking efforts in both traditional, which is in person, or online settings. I've said this before, both in person and online networking can be beneficial for you and your business, okay? So first and foremost is having a goal for networking or a specific purpose for making connections. When going to a business meeting, for instance, consider ahead of time what your networking goal will be. Most importantly, say you're not really trying to generate business. You're just trying to build a relationship. So think more about what you have to give and what you have to gain from networking and from building new relationships, okay? Or making those new connections, in other words, okay? Ineffective networkers can come across insincere or self organizing, which can turn off those whom they most wish to connect with. So you don't want to do that, okay? Don't go in there and be sincere. Don't be insincere. Try to have a genuine conversation and introduce yourself properly, but also make it short. Don't talk too much. In other words, a lot of people do that when they are first meeting new people. They just go in there and they talk and they talk and they talk. And the person you're talking to, they're not going to remember you because they're not going to remember everything that you said, right? So you want to make it short and simple and understandable for the person you're speaking to so that they will remember you in the future when they're talking to someone else and someone else is sharing with them that they have a specific need. Maybe that person needs something that you have to offer. Then you definitely want a referral, right? From that person that you met. They can refer this other person they know to you. So a sincere interest in others is key, as is the follow-up after the meeting to stay in touch by offering information that your new connection will find useful. And here is where a newsletter can be very beneficial. When you're first meeting new people, that could be maybe the way you end your conversation, or what you're sharing is I share valuable information in my monthly newsletter. Would it be okay to add you to my email list so you can receive my newsletter? Just a simple question. Would you like to be added to my email list so that you can get my monthly newsletter? Because the information I share is valuable and it might be beneficial for you, right? So the future of networking. Social media has a significant impact on networking opportunities. In the past, it would have been literally impossible to quickly and inexpensively develop relationships with people across the country or even around the world. However, social networking now makes this communication possible. Okay? It is not likely that online networking will ever replace the value of in-person connections, but it is certainly true that it will continue to be an important method of building those relationships and meeting new people, right? So I can't emphasize enough, guys, how both are important. Especially, I get it if you work in the online space, because that's where I work as well, that it might be difficult to get out and go to in-person networking events. But you can make it happen. I make it happen all the time. I'm part of 2 different networking organizations in my local area They meet on a monthly basis. Now, do I get to go to every single month's meeting? No. Do I regret that I can't go to every single meeting? Yes, I do. However, if I'm busy and I can't work it into my schedule at the time of their meeting, then I can't go. However, I do make an effort to go to as many as possible because I do want to meet new people. And you never know, there's going to be people there at every meeting that you haven't met before. And yeah, if you've been a part of the organization for a while, you're going to know some of the regulars, of course. And I do. However, there's going to be new people there too that I have not met. And those are the ones that I'm going to go talk to. The regular people know who I am and they know what I do. I mean, yes, may I have a conversation with them? Absolutely. We can catch up or whatever. But those people that I don't know are the ones I'm going to try to go sit beside and actually start up a conversation so that I can make new connections. It's a good rule of thumb to try to at least meet 3 new people when you go to an in-person networking event. So write that down so you can remember it. To at least try to meet 3 new people when you go to an in-person networking event. Do you need to meet everybody in the room, or do you need to try to talk to everybody in the room? No, you don't, because you're not going to have time for that. So don't stress yourself out thinking that you've got to try to speak to everybody that's there, because you don't. And especially if you're not used to networking in person, if it's a new thing for you, if you're just getting started with your networking in person. Even if you've been networking for a while, that's still a good rule of thumb, that every time you go to a networking event, if you know other people, great. Say, hey, how you doing? What's new? But don't try to have a 20-minute conversation with them, okay? You need to move on and meet people you don't know. I'm not saying ignore the people that you already know, not by any means. You don't want to do that. However, you don't need to have that 20-minute conversation with the people you already know either, because that's taking up some of your time of where you could be meeting those new people. And that is key, okay, is to meet new people when you go to an in-person networking event. So if you have any questions about anything I shared today, please reach out. I'll be happy to answer your questions, or if you want to have a coffee chat with me, please let me know that as well. I'll be happy to schedule a one-on-one conversation with you. We can talk about networking, or we can talk about business. Whatever it is that you prefer to talk about, we can definitely make that happen. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. I do want to remind you, if you're not part of the Relationship Communications Facebook group, to go over to Facebook and go ahead and join. It's a free group to join. And we have a VIP club that's available for the group. If you're interested in that, we meet twice a month. We have a Q&A session at our first meeting, and then we have what we call a party at our second meeting where we celebrate all our wins. So if that interests you, you can let me know that as well. And also, the Networking Method Academy is currently open. The doors are open to the Academy. I think they'll be closing into March. So if that's something you would like to learn more about, please do reach out, and I'll be happy to share more information with you about the Academy as well. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. I hope you found this information beneficial, and I will see you again soon.